So guys, another video. This video is about the differences about the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. A prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells are two types of cell that exist on Earth. There are several differences between the two, but the biggest distinction between them is the eukaryotic cell have a distinct nucleus containing the cell's genetic material, while the prokaryotic cells don't have a nucleus and have free-floating genetic materials instead. All, living, all living things can be divided into three basic domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. The primary single-celled organism found in bacteria and archaea domains are known as prokaryotes. Those are the prokaryotes. These organisms are made of prokaryotic cells, the smallest and simplest of and most ancient cells. Organisms in eukarya domain are made up of the more complex of eukaryotic cells. These organisms, called eukaryotes, can be unicellular cellular, or multicellular, and includes animals, plants, fungi, and protists. Many people are unclear on whether yeasts or fungi are prokaryotes or eukaryotes. Both are eukaryotes and share similar cell structure to all other eukaryotes. What prokaryotes and eukaryotes I will explain the what is their common first, and the second is their differences. What do prokaryotes and eukaryotes have in common? Although prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells have many differences, they share some common features, including the first, DNA, a genetic coding that determines all the characteristic of living things. The second is cell or plasma membrane, the outer layer that separates the cell from the surrounding environment and acts as a selective barrier for incoming and outgoing materials. The third is cytoplasm, jelly-like fluid within a cell that is composed primarily of water, salts, and proteins. Next is, and the last is ribosomes, organelles that make proteins. Those are the ribosomes. And the second is, how do they differ of eukaryotes and prokaryotes? Eukaryotic cells have nucleus, or the DNA, surrounded by a nuclear envelope that consists of two lipid membrane. According to Nature Education, the nucleus holds the eukaryotic cell's DNA. Prokaryotic cells do not have, while the prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. Rather, they have a membraneless nucleoid region, open part of the cell, that holds free-floating DNA. The entire DNA in a cell can be found in in individual pieces known as chromosomes. The eukaryotic cells have many chromosomes, which undergo meiosis and mitosis during cell division, while most prokaryotic cells consists of just one circular chromosome. However, recent studies have shown that some prokaryotes have as many as 4 linear or circular chromosomes. According to Nature Education again, and that was their explanation. Organelles in eukaryotic cells have several other membrane-bound organelles not found in prokaryotic cell. These include the mitochondria convert food the mitochondria convert food energy into adenosine triphosphate, or the ATP, to power biochemical reactions. Rough and smooth ER, or endoplasmic reticulum, are an interconnected network of membrane enclosed tubules that transport synthesized proteins. Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. These are the sorts of and packages proteins for secretion. In the case of plant cells, chloroplast, they conduct photosynthesis rather. Sorry for that. All these organelles are located in eukaryotic cytoplasm. Ribosomes. In eukaryotic cells, the ribosomes are bigger, more complex, and bound by a membrane. They can be found in various places, sometimes in the cytoplasm, on the endoplasmic reticulum, or attached to the nuclear membrane covering on the nucleus. In prokaryotic cell, the ribosomes are scattered and floating freely throughout the cytoplasm. The ribosomes in prokaryotic cells have smaller subunits. All the ribosomes in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic are made up of two subunits, one larger and one smaller. In eukaryotic, these species are identified by scientists. The different types of subunits has allowed scientists to develop antibiotic drugs such as streptomycin that attack certain types of infectious bacteria, according to the British Society for Cell Biology. The reproduction, the difference of the reproduction. Most eukaryotes reproduce sexually, although some protists and single-celled fungi may reproduce through mitosis, which is functionally similar to asexual reproduction. Prokaryotes reproduce asexually, resulting in the offspring being an exact clone of the parent. Some prokaryotic cells also have the pili, which are adhesive hair-like projections used to exchange genetic material. During a type of sexual process called conjugation, according to the concepts of biology, conjugation can occur in bacteria, protozoans, and some algae and fungi. And the last is cell walls. Most prokaryotic cells have a rigid cell wall that surrounds the plasma membrane and gives to the organisms, while in eukaryotes, vertebrates don't have a cell wall but plants do. But the cell walls of prokaryotes differ chemically from the eukaryotic cell walls of plant cells, which are primarily made of cellulose. In bacteria, for example, the cell walls are composed in peptidoglycans, the sugar and amino acids, according to the research of Washington University. And that would be all for the comparison of prokaryotic and eukaryotic, the similarities and comparison of the two cells.